The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Gwilda Wiyaka's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the Science of Magic or endorsed in any manner by Gwilda Wiyaka, REL-MAR McConnell Media Company, its affiliated networks, stations, or employees. Welcome to the Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, a program dedicated to uncovering the unified nature of reality and humanity's ever-evolving place as truly galactic beings. For more information on the Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, visit us online at www.thescienceofmagic.net.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the Science of Magic, a program combining the science and magic of today's leading topics to co-create new solutions and hopefully promote evolutionary thought. I'm your host, Gwilda Wiyaka. This hour we'll be exploring the healing power of earthing. One of the many things shamanic practices across the globe have in common is a provision for maintaining connection with the natural world. It was believed that a shaman obtained his or her power through earth and stellar connection. This seemingly magical practice, dating back as far as 60,000 years, took into account the energetic relationship between the earth, stars, and humans, long before we understood the electromagnetic nature of the heavens, the earth, and the human body. Well, I remember my old Lakota teacher instructing me on the importance of maintaining a connection with the earth through grounding and with the stars through directional and seasonal orientation. If you do not stay in the center of your circle when you use power, it will make you sick, he repeatedly informed. He taught that when one was aligned with the earth and the stars, our intent and magic, if you will, was supported by and generated from the way life works. When we neglected that connection, failed to perform the proper rituals and ceremonies to maintain it, we were working against life and would not only lose our power, but fail to thrive. Do his teachings apply today? Most of our children have not been taught the skill of orienteering beyond consulting their cell phones. Some don't even know which direction the sun rises and sets, and many have never slept on the ground or walked barefoot in nature. In our world of concrete, high-rises, electronics, and artificial light, have we lost something vital? Does this have any effect on our personal power, health, and well-being today? Our guest this hour has some interesting thoughts on the subject. Martin Zucker has written extensively on alternative medicine for 40 years and has co-authored or ghostwritten more than a dozen books during that time, including one on our topic this hour, Earthing. Martin has also written many magazine articles and a wide variety of health topics and contributed to the Smithsonian, Reader's Digest, Los Angeles Times, Cook's Magazine, Vegetarian Times, and the National Enquirer. He's a former Associated Press newsman in Europe and the Middle East. His website, earthinginstitute.net. Martin, thanks for joining us on the Science of Magic.
Oh, my pleasure to be here with you.
So let's start out with exactly what is earthing?
Earthing, also known as grounding, is it's a simple yet profound lifestyle concept that's really creating a big wave of attention now in the wellness world, and it refers to the discovery and goes along with what you have been mentioning about shamanism and connecting with the earth, and specifically in this case with the earth's natural surface electric energy. And research now, there's been now 25 research studies showing that contact with the earth, either by being barefoot outdoors on natural conductive surfaces like grass, soil, gravel, stone, sand, as well as indoors using grounding mats and patches and while sitting or sleeping, it stabilizes the physiology at the deepest level, at the quantum level, and it drains the body of inflammation, chronic pain, stress, and overall generates a greater feeling of well-being in the body. And this is a huge, huge, huge discovery. And more and more people are hearing about it. It's getting out there, and people are reconnecting to the earth and experiencing truly reductions of pain, inflammation, stress, and just feeling better. So this is something that's really big.
Seems so simple. What are the scientific principles behind earthing?
The scientific principles behind earthing are that the Earth has this natural surface energy based on lightning strikes and solar radiation, which creates a very gentle negative charge, electric charge on the surface of the Earth. And the basis of this electric charge is an unseen, virtually limitless reservoir of electrons. Electrons, of course, have a negative charge, and the earthing hypothesis is that the electrons, with contact with the Earth, that electrons are absorbed into the body. The body immediately equalizes with the potential of the Earth, and causes a rush of electrons into the body, and electrons have a negative charge, and in the body, inflammation is typically at work based on free radicals, which have a positive charge and are looking for electrons. So the electrons from the Earth rush into the body, and they satisfy or quench this lust, so to speak, of free radicals looking for electrons. And the result is that inflammation is put in check, reduced, and when you reduce inflammation, you are essentially reducing pain, because so much pain and so many of our common chronic diseases are related to inflammation. So if you can reduce inflammation, that's a big deal.
So inflammation is being caused by free radicals looking for love in all the wrong places, right?
Well, now they're looking for love in the right places. They're looking for electrons. But our bodies are charged. Our bodies are charged because we're not in contact with the Earth. We're not in contact with this source. The Earth, here's the thing. The Earth is really the original anti-inflammatory, the original antioxidant, the original painkiller, if you stop and think about it. The ancients were correct in understanding that there was much to be gotten from the Earth. And of course, in times past, people walked barefoot on the Earth, or they used natural skins, animal skins that were conductive, that allowed this electric exchange from the ground into the body. And today you have a situation where basically over time, but in recent times, more rapidly, with the introduction of synthetic soled shoes that really block us from the electric charge of the Earth. It blocks us. It's insulating. Plastic and rubber soled shoes have become the most common form of footwear in the last 50, 60, 70 years, and that has essentially insulated us from the Earth's natural electric charge. And of course, we don't sleep on the ground anymore. We sleep in elevated beds, and we don't really get out that much barefoot anymore. We do perhaps when we're out on the beach on vacation, and or when we were kids, romping around barefoot on the grass, in the summer. But today, most adults don't really get out barefoot, so we're not really connected to the Earth anymore. in an electric sense. And so we believe, based on the research that's been going on now for about 20 years, that this disconnect with the Earth's electric charge is a overlooked source of illness, is an overlooked source for basically the rampant rise of chronic illnesses, anything from cardiovascular to cancer to, and particularly the autoimmune disorders that are inflammatory based. So
it kind of snuck up on us, didn't it? As we slowly but surely separated ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've abandoned so much of nature. We've lost contact with so much of nature. This is another aspect of nature that we have lost contact with, and it's overlooked. And we believe that it's a huge factor in the cause of this alarming rise of
well, we're going to have to look in. We're going to have to look into more of this on the other side of a commercial break. Martin and I will return shortly, so don't go away. Remember, you can always listen to past episodes free of charge on our website, thescienceofmagic.net. This is The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, www.xzbn.net.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X-Zone Broadcast Network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365.
You have heard of the X-Zone? Now watch it on Simul TV, plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is Simul TV. Simul TV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X-Zone, Sci-Fi, and Horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world. Interactive online network, and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. Simul TV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have Simul TV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.
Gwilda Wiyaka's latest book, The Science of Magic Book of Mysteries, Volume 1, is the first book in a series based on her writings that open every episode of the Science of Magic radio show. Drawing on the subject matter of each guest, and armed with over 40 years' experience in shamanism, 35 years in alternative health, and degrees in psychology and religious studies, Gwilda introduces relevant and leading-edge information that supports spiritual evolution and personal empowerment. Rich with wisdom and inspirational quotes packaged in digestible segments, this is a book that will pull you from cover to cover. It will also serve as a daily inspirational reading for years to come. The Science of Magic Book of Mysteries, Volume 1 is available at our website, tsompublications.com, amazon.com, and wherever fine books are sold.
Welcome back. This is The Science of Magic. We're dedicated to unification and evolution of consciousness. I'm your host, Gwilda Wiyaka, and our guest this hour is Martin Zucker, the co-author of many books, including the one we're discussing this hour, earthing. His website, earthinginstitute.net. So, Martin, kind of help me understand here. I think that the charge that we build up when we're not grounded is a little different than what we might think of. Say, for instance, if we're building up a charge, why don't we short out when we get into a swimming pool or into a bathtub?
Why don't you short out? I don't understand that question. Basically, what happens is that you would be grounded when you're in a bathtub and in a swimming pool, and certainly in the ocean, and you would be grounded. So it drains the body it discharges the charge in your body, the positive charge, and it's really, and you can think of it in terms of being replaced by the electrons that are coming into your body, and they're equalizing your electrical you, bioelectrical you, with the Earth's potential. So you are grounding your charge, you're grounding your inflammation, you're discharging it, and you're picking up all this negative charge, and it is going to make you healthy. And it can happen. It can happen pretty fast. And people report that when they are grounded, that they may feel some tingling in their hands, in their extremities. They may feel some warmth creeping in. And what this is that it's the body reacting to this influx of electrons. We believe that this is our hypothesis. We believe, and when that happens, there is an improvement in blood flow. There is a reduction of inflammation, and there you have this tingling effect. Not everybody feels it, but many people do. It's like if you're walking along the sand at the beach, the wet sand at the beach, at the surf. And many people say they feel some tingling, and that's
right.
Simply
Are there some studies being done on this? Independent studies?
there are now about 25 studies that have been done that indicate such contact that generates significant physiological changes that are associated with improved health, and we've documented. Decreased inflammation, decreased pain, even people feeling more positive and even looking better. Women have reported that even within an hour of grounding, that they look and feel better. So this has top to bottom impact in the body. And
so are we sure it's from grounding and from the electromagnetic interface, or is it just the placebo effect of being outside and reconnecting with nature?
Well, the studies have been done indoors, and so you have these effects that have been measured indoors. For instance, a reduction in certain inflammatory cytokines that are involved in the inflammatory process. We see a reduction in that activity. We see a reduction in the charge, in the negative charge. An increase in the negative charge of red blood cells. These have been measured, and when you get an increase in the electric charge, the negative electric charge of red blood cells, they're able to repel each other more. So you get less clumping, less thickness, greater blood flow, enhanced blood flow. These are objective measurements that have been done based on grounding people indoors. Within an hour, within 2 hours.
If you're working indoors, are you using something to replace the grounding of the earth? You say you're working indoors.
Yes. So the easiest way to be grounded, since most people don't have the opportunity or the time to go outside and be grounded outdoors, be barefoot outdoors, there have been development of indoor grounding products that think of them as barefoot substitutes, These include conductive mats, conductive sheets for the bed, mats that you can put on the floor at your computer desk. As I'm speaking to you, I have my feet on a conductive mat, which is connected.
Are these worked through magnets?
No, it has nothing to do with magnetism.
Okay.
This is all conductivity of the Earth's electric charge, and they are connected with a wire to the ground port. That's the third hole in your electric outlets. It does not run on electricity. It simply connects your body to the ground energy outside through a ground rod. Every house, every grounding system in a building or a house has a ground rod placed in the earth adjacent to the building or the house, and this is what stabilizes the electrical system.
Right. And so you're plugging into the outlets on the grounding plug, which hooks you directly into I think it's a uter tube that's planted outside of the house into the ground.
Right. It's a metal rod that's stuck into the ground, and it's picking up the energy of the earth. It's called the ground in electrical terms. And this ground stabilizes. All your appliances are grounded for stability and safety, and your body operates electrically. So there's zillions of electrical systems. All your cells are transmitting electronically and certain frequencies, and the body is responding to the electric charge of the earth and stabilize it. What our research shows is that it stabilizes the electrical operation of the body. You have stress factors that are reduced, heart rate variability, heart rate, respiratory rate. All these are normalized, and you get a more stability in the autonomic nervous system.
So, Martin, what's your background in the field? How did you get into this?
My background, my background is in news, and I've been a health writer for the last 40 years, and I was working with a holistic cardiologist who was aware of the research that was going on with grounding, and he told me to look into it, and I did, and I found it fascinating, and I thought that this is something that needs to be written up as a book. And so
I get it. So you're not necessarily an authority in the field of grounding or the electromagnetic field around the body or any of that, but you have been involved in studies. Who's running the studies, dear?
The studies have been done by a variety of researchers, and the funding has been through the sale of grounding products that have provided the wherewithal to do the research. And but there's also been independent studies. For instance, recently at the Penn State University Children's Hospital, a study was done grounding premature infants, and they found that when the infants, and these are babies that are at risk and very fragile. These are probably the most fragile human beings that exist. And when they were grounded, there was a stability documented in their vagal tone. That is in the function of their vagus nerve, which is probably the most important nerve in the parasympathetic system. And when you have more stability in the vagus nerve, there's more stability in the resilience and ability of the of these babies to resist stress and inflammation. So
I have about a minute left in this segment. So has there any been studies? So we're talking about being grounded to the earth. What about being connected to the heavens, as a lot of the shamanic practices indicate? Is there any indication that has to factor in here somehow?
Earthing, as you can guess by the name, is been solely preoccupied, solely focused with the energy from the Earth. We leave the heavens to others to research. This is a big enough project.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because the electromagnetic field around the Earth interfaces with that of the sun and everything else. And from what we're talking here, earthing has to do with us interrelating with the electromagnetic field of the Earth. So they actually all dance together, don't they?
Yes, it's all. We're all connected. It's all. All these things are connected. This is an exploration that has obviously throughout time cultures have been fascinated and emphasized the connectivity with the Earth, but it's only recently, it's only been within the last 20 years that there's actually been research on this.
Well, we're going to have to pick up on the other side of yet another short pause. Martin and I will return to our discussion on the other side of this break, so you stay right there. Don't miss all the wonderful things we have to offer on our website, your resource for creative solutions in a changing world, thescienceofmagic.net. This is The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, www.xzbn.net.
From our broadcast studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, to the world and beyond, you're watching the X-Zone Broadcast Network, www.xzbn.net.
AVS Media Den.
The scientist and the mystic have been on an age-old, relentless search with one thing in common. They seek truth. Their paths converge in the 40,000-year-old practice of shamanism, an ancient science delving to the quantum level of life, facilitating healing, manifestation, and evolution. I'm Gwilda Wiyaka, the founder and director of Path Home Shamanic Arts School, a unique Colorado State certified occupational school, training shamanic practitioners and teachers. We also provide classes for empowering personal lives through shamanism. Our certification classes are in week-long segments enabling international participation, and online classes and long-distance shamanic healing sessions are available. Come discover the science of magic in the limitless world of shamanism. www.findyourpathhome.com.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X-Zone Broadcast Network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365. Rob McConnell here, presenting an overview for Nicholas Paul Jennings, author of a fascinating book, Amen. It presents facts revealed by Egyptologists, facts that enable us to understand why Amen is the beginning of creation of God. It provides recommendations for religious leaders of the major religions to unify their beliefs and teach the Word of God. Love one another. Amen informs people how mankind conceived God. It was the Egyptians that developed the concepts of a soul, a hereafter, and Son of God. And finally, after the worship of many gods, they conceived the belief in one universal God, the maker of all there is. For more information, visit www.futureofgodamen.com. That's www.futureofgodamen.com.
Welcome back. This is the Science of Magic, a place where magic and science come together to promote enlightenment. If you enjoy all the wonderful topics on our program, visit my blog, where the adventure continues, at our website, thescienceofmagic.net. I'm your host, Gwilda Wiyaka, and we're speaking to former Associated Press newsman Martin Tucker. Martin is the co-author of many books, including Earthing. His website, earthinginstitute.net. Martin, we were getting into how the heavens and the earth and all that relate electromagnetically, and we established that what your major studies and writing is about is the relationship between earth and people. That being the case, what is the relationship between all the EMFs we have going around and the electromagnetic system of the human being and grounding?
I would just say that for us, our research hasn't put much emphasis into the issue of EMF. There are a lot of people that are studying it, and to see what effects EMFs have on the body, and so I believe, as far as I know, that that the jury is out. We know that some people are hyper electrosensitive and sensitive to all these man-made electromagnetic fields. We do know that the common alternating current electromagnetic fields that are emitted by wiring in the house and by appliances are blocked by when you are grounded. We do know that you become like a Faraday cage when you are grounded, and your body, you block those electromagnetic fields. As I said, some people are sensitive to those, and most people are not. And then there's a whole world of cell phone emissions and tower emissions and Wi-Fi. And there's no way to escape any of that, and that's penetrating everything. And
so, do you think that's been part of one of those things that snuck up on us, interfering with our ability to Earth?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with it. I mean, it's there whether you're grounded or not. And we would say that if you are somebody that uses a cell phone and you have it up to your ear for 10 hours a day or 12 hours a day, or you're using your cell phone constantly over years and years and years, and it's maybe it's creating some inflammation in your body for which nobody really knows. By being grounded, you are going to reduce inflammation, whatever the source is. So it's there whether you're grounded or not, and I really can't say more about it, but we do know that grounding does block common alternating current 60 hertz electromagnetic fields.
So, are you familiar with reflexology?
Yes, somewhat.
Okay, so reflexology is a method by which, and it's an old form that's now kind of been revised, but it's a method to reactivate the meridians on the bottom of the feet and rebalance them. Isn't that what happens when we walk barefoot on the earth? And how does that relate to the meridians of the earth?
There's a big acupuncture point called Kidney 1 right there at the bottom of the feet.
Right, the bubbling spring. Mm-hmm.
Right, the bubbling spring. And this is really we think is part of nature's design for humans, upright humans to gather in the electric energy from the earth. And the K1 acupuncture point is a gateway to many meridian points throughout the body. And so if you're outside barefoot, and in the past, throughout time, humans walked barefoot, we were grounded, and our bodies were receiving these natural electric signals from the earth. And you could think of this as electric nutrition being gleaned through our feet. Then yes, there is a connection there, and this is nature's design. But increasingly, and particularly in recent times, we aren't outside barefoot, and so the been a lack of electric nutrition coming into our bodies, and keep in mind the same electric nutrition in the ground. This ground energy is what nourishes all living things, including plants. They all depend on this, and so we have increasingly detached ourselves from this, and wearing synthetic soled shoes, we aren't getting the electric nutrition, this electric nourishment from the ground, and we believe that this is an overlooked cause of abnormal physiology, contributing to.
So it's like a two-way street here.
Pain, and fatigue.
So it's like a two-way.
We believe that the lack of grounding may be a totally overlooked cause of abnormal physiology that contributes to inflammation and this alarming rising rate of chronic non-communicable diseases worldwide.
So what I'm seeing is what I'm seeing is a two-way street. Is that in one sense the grounding pulls the negative charge out of our body, and in the other sense, the grounding feeds the system with the electromagnetics of the earth.
No, it's not that it's pulling it's not that it's pulling negative charge from the body. It's giving.
I'm sorry. Yes, negative.
The body.
Right.
And so what you're doing. So yeah, it's a two-way street. It's discharging and charging, but it's discharging the inflammation and the pain in the body, and it's replacing that, you could say, with antioxidants and anti-inflammatory elements that are the electrons of the earth.
So
nobody's ever seen an electron, but this is our hypothesis.
So let's talk about see if you've studied what impact does lack of grounding have on our emotional health, and have you seen any effects there through reestablishing grounding?
Yes, we see that there have been measurements made in stress factors like heart rate variability, tension in the muscles, showing that there is that there's a normalization, and also with cortisol. One of the first grounding studies was done with to measure the level of cortisol. Cortisol being the stress hormone. And we found that when people are grounded, during sleep, that their cortisol levels normalize. That there's a normalization of cortisol, and that's a big deal because there's so much stress, as you know, in our society, and by normalizing your cortisol levels, people are able to sleep deeper and better. So many people have reported that their sleeping patterns have improved immediately as a result of grounding. It's a very common feedback that we get. Rapid enhancement of sleep. And
well, once it seems to me that we don't not only have a backup of electrical charge in our body, but we have a backup of emotions in our body because we can't ground them in order to process them. Has there been any evidence that by using the grounding methods that emotions start to come to the surface to be grounded or released? And if so, what have we seen there?
We've seen, for instance, an improvement in mood towards more positivity, more calmness. That's just beyond sitting in a chair and relaxing. We've seen these kind of mood changes in surveys done within an hour of somebody sitting in a chair and being grounded.
Has there been any brain chemistry tests done on it, or is it just subjective?
No, that's subjective. Yeah, it's subjective reports back from the people how they feel. No, haven't done that one yet. keep in mind that 20 years ago there were no studies on grounding, and now there's about 25. And it's interesting to note that the most recent study was done at the Chopra Center, the Chopra Wellness Center in Southern California, with massage therapists, and they have a very stressful job. They pick up a lot of the stress of their clients who they're massaging. They develop a lot of chronic aches in their fingers, their hands, their wrists, their arms, because of the very physical demand of their work. And in this study, the 16 massage therapists were grounded at work for a month, and that compared, and also slept grounded at home. And their grounding time was compared to not being grounded a week before and a week after that 1 month. And there were.
We're going to have to pick up on this on the other side of yet another commercial break. Martin and I will be back shortly, so don't you dare go away. Visit our blog to ask questions and share your thoughts as we continue co-creating new solutions in a changing world at our website, thescienceofmagic.net. While you're there, join our email family to be the first to receive our topic-driven episode collections. We are your resource to altruistic professionals of science and the esoteric, working to create common ground for the betterment of our world. This is The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, www.xzbn.net.
You have heard of the X-Zone? Now watch it on Simul TV, plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is Simul TV. Simul TV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X-Zone, Sci-Fi, and Horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world. Interactive online network, and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. Simul TV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have Simul TV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.
The new nonfiction book, Razor of Madness, is similar to cult movies like Clockwork Orange, Dragon's Tattoo, or The Other Side of Hell. Wayne Morin Jr. and Thomas Lee Howell expose widespread and systematic deficiencies in this thought-provoking tell-all novel. Mind control rages among scholars in law schools. Human rights are ignored while thought reform and mental manipulation are accepted practices used as behavior modification. Dr. Louis Jolyon West comes to mind. Media and public scrutiny shows that United States mental hospitals are in fact destructive murder industries. Razor of Madness expose novel details this epidemic through an in-depth professional and personal investigation. For decades, there has been a revolving door policy that still releases killers and pedophiles back into society. The maestro of mind control continues to haunt America to this very day. Razor of Madness is available in paperback or as a downloadable ebook at Amazon.com.
I'm William S. Peckham. If you enjoy a good mystery with a touch of the paranormal, then you'll love my novel, From Out of the Woodwork. It's the story of a young Toronto contractor, Sean Kennedy, who buys derelict homes, guts them, and turns them into multifamily dwellings. Slums just waiting to happen. When Sean buys 29 Livery Lane, the house fights back. Former owners unexpectedly come out of the woodwork as he starts the destruction. The apparitions come to him when he touches old books, reads hidden letters, rummages through old boxes, finds a locket, or reads a discovered manuscript of a murder mystery. From Out of the Woodwork will take you from 1899 to the horror of the World Trade Center, September 11, 2001. Check out From Out of the Woodwork on my website, www.williamspeckham.com.
Welcome back. This is the Science of Magic, bringing together gifted people of service to the world. I'm your host, Gwilda Wiyaka. Do you have a curiosity? I always love to hear from my listeners. Email me at info@thescienceofmagic.net and suggest a topic or a guest that's on your mind. I'm sure we'll all enjoy them. Our guest this hour is one of those people of service, Martin Zucker, the co-author of many books, including our current topic, earthing. His website, earthinstitute.net. Martin, how is earthing being accepted by mainstream medicine at this point?
Well, I think what we're finding is that physicians, health professionals who are more holistically oriented are open to this and employing it in their practice. For instance, you mentioned a moment ago about mood and stress. There's a holistic psychiatrist, integrative psychiatrist in North Carolina, Tracy Latz, MD, who has recommended grounding to her patients, and one of the things that patients tell her after they start grounding is that they sleep so much better at night, and this is a big deal for her patients, and she also finds that those with anxiety, including post-traumatic stress disorder or generalized anxiety, they, by reconnecting with the earth, it assists them with an improved sense of safety, and by improving their sleep, earthing apparently helps normalize serotonin levels, and it decreases cortisol, which is an anxiety-inducing hormone. So there are multiple ways in which we have documented the effect, the impact of grounding on stress, on anxiety, and of course I go back to the study that was done at Penn State University recently with the premature infants, showing that their mechanisms for stress are improved by grounding. So that means that there's less of there's a reduction in their risk of developing complications if you can strengthen their resiliency and strengthen their
Right. So that would almost indicate that we're, again, not only finding balance from being connected to the earth, but also being fed by that connection.
Good word. Balance is good. I like that. We're balancing the nervous system away from typically stress, sympathetic overdrive, to more parasympathetic calming mode. And the research shows that.
Lately there's been a lot of attention on the electromagnetic field generated by the human heart. Have you looked into that? How does that play in here?
Well, heart rate variability is improved, and that's a marker of stress. And two studies now, one with the premature infants, and previously in 2011, a study with adults showed that heart rate variability is improved, and that's the almost imperceptible intervals between heartbeats, and that's a marker of stress. And when people are grounded, that improves. So there's quite a few ways in which the heart function is improved. It's also improved through enhanced circulation. We get better blood flow, thinner blood. There is a caution, though, that people who are on prescription medications for blood thinners need to be cautious when they ground, because you don't want a compounded blood thinning effect.
So
they have to work with their doctors.
What tests have been done between grounding and blood pressure and heart rate and all that stuff? Have there been some independent studies done there as well?
Yes, we have them all up on our website at www.earthinginstitute.net, and we're about to finish a study now on high blood pressure, and 10 out of 11 patients who were involved in the study had improvements in their blood pressure. So again, that could be a result of enhanced circulation, reduced stress, better sleep, less pain, all of the above. This is another big impact of grounding the body.
So you were mentioning earlier there are medications that interfere with our ability to ground. Do we know what they are outside of being careful with the blood thinners?
It's not that they interfere with grounding. It's just that there may be a contraindication, and mostly it's blood thinners, medication, prescription blood thinners that are powerful medicines, and when you add grounding to it, you might develop a compounded blood thinning effect. So patients who are on such prescriptions need to work with their doctors.
Got it. So how does the electromagnetic field or auric field of the entire body relate to the concept of earthing?
That's outside of my realm of expertise.
Okay, fair enough. We've all seen birds flying in a flock, making sudden turns without midair collisions, animals hunting in a pack, or fish schooling in perfect synchronicity. Have we looked at how the interconnectedness of various species relate to earthing?
Well, yeah. If you look in nature, all animals in nature are grounded. They're out in nature and they're connected to the earth, and they don't get sick as much. The level of cancer among wild animals, from what I've read, is very, very minuscule. So being connected to the earth is part of nature's design, but humans have disconnected themselves, and we believe that as a result of that disconnection, we are suffering. That as I said a moment ago, it's a totally overlooked cause of abnormal physiology, because when people are grounded, we see improvements in physiology. That the improvements that should put a smile on any doctor's face. So we get reduction in inflammation, reduction in pain, reduction in fatigue, reduction in stress, and better sleep. That tells us that there's something missing. That when you can do that by connecting somebody to the ground, that tells us that something big is missing from society, and they need to reconnect to the earth and feel better. That's our mantra.
So what about the ones, birds, they fly, they're not on the ground? How does it work there?
Well, birds are on the ground. They're on the ground plenty, and they're grounded when they're on the earth. So all animals are whether in the ocean. The electric charge of the earth is measured in the ocean. It's measured in bodies of water. It's measured on the ground. It's omnipresent. And as I said, humans have disconnected ourselves, and we're paying a price for it. So our message is simple: reconnect to the earth and feel better.
What do you think affect our ungroundedness at this point as a species has to do with the increase in violence and strife that we seem to be experiencing?
Well, one could say that by being disconnected, you're ungrounded, and there's more stress in your body. We know that grounding creates more of, as you said, a bit more balance in the body, less, and our research shows that stress is reduced. So if you can reduce stress, hypothetically, you may be able to reduce the amount of violence, but that requires a pretty big study to actually measure that. And
well, that's kind of what we're running into here this whole hour. It is such a huge subject. It is such a huge topic.
It is.
Everything is totally, but when you start talking electromagnetics, everything is totally related, and you're just studying little portions of it. It looks like it's more study needed. Yes.
Oh, of course. What we say is that a frontier has been opened, and we hope that that researchers all over will find this fascinating. It is. It's a whole new frontier of research. If you stop and think about it, all the studies that have been done, aside from ours, have been done in subjects, whether they're animals, laboratory animals, or humans, that are not grounded. How different it would be if these subjects were grounded. You get a totally different norms than when they're not grounded. So yes, this is a whole new area that needs to be explored, and we're just picking at this and picking at that. And basically, our researchers has shown that there is evidence when you connect to the earth that the physiology improves. Now, we invite researchers to go out and in their own fields and see just how it affects their
well,
interest.
Martin, it's hard to believe, but we are already out of time. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Sure, my pleasure, Gwilda.
Thank you. Our guest this hour has been former Associated Press newsman Martin Zucker. Martin is the co-author of many books, including Earthing, Reverse Heart Disease Now, Natural Hormone Balance for Women, and The Miracle of MSM. His website, earthinginstitute.net. Remember to join our email family to stay abreast of all the exciting new things we have coming up at thescienceofmagic.net. This has been The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka. Our executive producer is Rob McConnell, and we're coming to you on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, www.xzbn.net. Until next time, dear ones, may you be blessed with knowledge and comforted with love as you reconnect with the earth.
Modern Esoteric, Beyond Our Senses by Brad Olson, consummates the lifeology story about where humanity originates. It is the lost continents, the primitive wisdom, the mythos of creation, and the rethinking of ancient history as we are taught in academia. There is much more to the story than what we have been told. As this is the first book in the Esoteric series, Modern Esoteric starts at the beginning of time and accelerates up to this modern age. Future Esoteric is book 2 in the series and takes a forward-looking position ahead of today with an open and honest examination of the ET issue and various unexplained phenomena. To discover the writings of author Brad Olson, visit www.bradolson.com. That's www.bradolson.com. Are you or is someone you know struggling with addictions, depression, anxiety, relationships, low self-esteem, lack of confidence, grief, success, and prosperity? Do you know that your subconscious belief plays a big role in the outcome of your hard work? We can help you permanently change the beliefs that may be the reason for your struggles and failures. We care about getting you the return on your investment and the results you are looking for. We can help you be free of the limitations of your past and in realizing your highest potential. We work with people by phone and Skype. For more information, visit us at www.ritasoman.com. That's www.ritasoman.com. Do you think you have energy problems in your home? Do you feel better when you're away than when you're home? Joey Korn is a global leader in the world of dowsing who specializes in personal energy clearing and space clearing. He can help you create an ideal energy environment in your home no matter where you live in the world. Learn about his remote spiritual house cleaning services and much more at www.dowsers.com. You can get Joey's book, Dowsing, A Path to Enlightenment, as well as other dowsing books and tools, Kabbalah books, and Walter Russell books. Joey's work is really amazing. Go to dowsers.com right now. That's DOWSERS.com or call 1-877-DOWSING. That's 1-877-369-7464.